founder and CEO at HelloWoofy.com. Thanks so much for joining in today. We do these calls every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you so much for joining in. It's called the Client Networking Calls. We answer questions. We answer questions. We ask for you to give us feedback. We usually will go over tips and tricks on how to use HelloWoofy and whatnot. That video which I was just playing just came from our YouTube channel, so that was funny there. But thank you so much for joining in. I see Landon here. Landon, love the beard. Vince is here, although you're on the side. I see half your face. And then Jen is also joining as well. I think Jen's on the way. So welcome. Matthew's on the way too. Awesome, guys. Welcome. Really appreciate you being here. So we'll go around in a circle. We'll ask you for your name, what business you're in, why you're awesome, and most importantly, what are you looking for in terms of help today, and how can we help you out? So we'll start from the top. Vince, I see you there. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and I see the 10X logo there. So were you at GrowthCon last week?
Well, I was at GrowthCon the last few years, but actually not this year.
Okay. So funny story. I was in Las Vegas on Friday for the Bruno Mars concert, and
nice.
On Saturday, that was great. Moonshine, best opening song ever. And so then I'm walking, on Saturday, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna meet some of my investors in Las Vegas at HelloWoofy, and so I'm walking him back to the door at MGM Grand, and two people walk up to me, are like heading towards my direction, and they have this giant board that says, "Guess what? 10X." I'm like, I know exactly where that's coming from. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing here? What's going on here? And the lady's like, well, 150 people from Cardone Enterprises are flying in on a private plane in like 20 minutes or so, and we're here to welcome them. I was like, WTF. And so it turns out Grant Cardone, who you guys don't know, Grant Cardone is this like Uber personality, salesman, entrepreneur, billionaire, been following him for years. He is apparently staying at the same hotel as me and hosting the conference for 4,000 people. So I was like, okay, I can't fly back on a Sunday. I got to fly back on a Thursday now. So I attended the conference, and we got meetings with people on his team and whatnot.
Oh, great! Wow, that all worked out.
It worked out. The universe. You don't fight the universe, and it has everything planned for you.
Yeah, so true, man.
So Vince, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, why you're awesome, and what are some areas of help you need this week?
Yeah, so my name is Vince Grant. I also go by Vinny. I am in the roofing industry. I've been a door-to-door salesman for almost 15 years in the roofing business. And
you mean a roof-to-roof business? You've been going roof to roof.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, exactly. From roof to roof.
Locksmiths should say, I go door to door and I open them.
Yeah. That's funny.
Enough of the dad jokes. Jokes.
Hey,
I'll keep it for my dates.
So. Yeah. So I appreciate the humor. So what I do, I am at this point, we're a call center marketing agency that basically focuses on building cold lists for some of the largest re-roof projects in the state of Florida, because the state of Florida is like the largest marketplace for roofing in the world because of the hurricanes and because of the dollar amount for the re-roof. So
it's interesting.
So that's what we do. We do lead gen for the top roofers in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we also do lead gen for the top solar companies in Florida.
I was gonna say, while I was at GrowthCon, there were a ton of HVAC companies and roofing companies there. I didn't realize how involved Grant Cardone was actually in that industry, and I've been seeing ads for his HVAC conference coming up. You probably already know this, but it's coming up, I think, in a few weeks or so.
Yeah.
Definitely take a look at that and see if that's worth your time. And you probably already know people like Cardone Ventures or Cardone Enterprises. Otherwise, we can connect you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Brandon, I think, is his partner. He runs those for Grant. Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Dawson. Yeah, so that would be probably there. I think we have a couple of construction companies on our platform as well. We got HVAC, roofers, and check out the Content Masters Facebook group. I know we're live in there right now, but hey, if you guys are hearing and you are a roofer or you need help in HVAC or whatnot, I mean, we got some experts here. But that's actually one of the reasons why we have the Facebook group there, so people can connect with each other.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I
So what do
appreciate
you
that.
struggle? What are you struggling with? Is it on the community
Well,
building side, lead gen, yourself?
yeah, so the biggest struggle right now is we are like really good at cold calling and B2B sales and
Yeah.
operating the old school CRM approach to marketing.
Hmm.
And we are now just beginning to launch our social media department. That's why we brought on
Sure.
Landon and Matthew.
Hmm.
Matthews worked for IBM for many, many years and wrote a book on lead gen. And
Wow.
Landon has been doing a lot of lead gen with TikTok. So I'm like a
Hmm.
dinosaur in that part of the business, but we want to incorporate the old school and the new school, bring those
Absolutely.
together, and then, and then be able to use, that as a separate, stream of revenue, separate stream of lead gen. So
Yeah.
we're hoping
Yeah.
that HelloWoofy you know, um, is that, that part of that engine that helps us,
Yeah.
generate as many leads as we can in our space.
Yeah, so one thing I usually cover this on the networking calls, when people ask me like how do you do that? Exactly what you're talking about. And the one thing I would say is, if you're going to be, and Landon, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is your expertise in video format, I guess, is that once you create like a quick Russell Brunson video, Grant Cardone style video in 16 by 9, or sorry, 9 by 16, horizontally, we actually have a team. Let's say this is like a 5-minute video on like this is what you should be looking at when it comes to roofing, and you just go through like 3 things, right? What we do is we have our Philippines team actually take that video and make 2 short videos, which might be like 30 to 45 seconds long, maybe a minute long, and that
Okay.
basically highlights the main thing that you talked about, and they'll kind of like speed it up a little bit, like maybe like 1.1x
Okay.
on the video, and they'll then we can go ahead and use HelloWoofy to put it on TikTok, we'll put it on Facebook Reels, we'll put it on IG Reels, and we'll put it on YouTube Shorts. Vince, I don't know what level of program you have, but YouTube Shorts is available at the middle and highest tiers. So you got like instantaneously, you got short form video going out on the 4 platforms that are competing against each other right now, thanks
Okay.
to TikTok. And then what
Do we
we
have
do,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Hmm?
What we do is, well, this is all being started from scratch.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're open to, all the recommendations, the TikTok, the Facebook.
Hmm.
We have a LinkedIn automated like bot, that we use for connecting on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Be careful with those. LinkedIn has gone after a lot of those auto connecting, auto following, auto viewing things. A lot of them have been shut down. A lot of them pitched to us, and obviously, lo and behold, they end up getting shutting down because of that. And they actually, so just be careful with that. We can talk about
Okay.
that
Yeah.
offline.
Okay.
And the reason I'm mentioning this is because you want a repertoire of evergreen content, because the fact of the matter is whenever you post anything on social media, only 5% of your audience will see it. That's just the typical natural outcome of every major platform, because there are a lot of people on there, and there have been a lot of people on there for the last 10-15 years. And so that's actually one of the reasons why we say our goal by the end of the year, or at least halfway this year, is to allow you to take that one video, one caption, and either elongate it, shorten it, depending on the platform, and get it out the door in multiple areas, not just social media. So if you have a library of content, like you have the TikTok version there, you got the Instagram version there, you can just go rinse and repeat, and never say any dates, never say anything political, never say anything that can be understood as being time sensitive. You want the content to be useful today, useful tomorrow, useful next week. I mean, I still see Neil Patel's content from like a year ago or a month ago being reshared because he hasn't said,
Right.
hey, in 2022, this is the 3 tips you should be doing. He has those videos, but the ones that, are evergreen is. So anyway, so do that. Now, the other thing I'll recommend also on top of that is maybe find someone Fiverr. We've worked with some, I think, Nigeria-based ghostwriters. You take that video and ask them to maybe like $5-10, transcribe it into a Word doc that you can put the video on top and you can put the transcription on the bottom. You edit it, you make it sound like Vince or Landon or Matthew. And guess what? You can then go back into our platform if you have a WordPress or a Medium site, and you can then schedule that piece of content to go out as a blog post whenever you feel like it needs to come out. So we can do Medium, we can do WordPress, but WordPress is our corporate blog. And then once you're done with that, guess what? If you have the middle or higher tiers, you can also do MailChimp, email, newsletters. And the way that works is this little title here becomes your blog title, becomes your email subject line. This image here, which we usually recommend keeping a square or a horizontal 5:4 ratio, that becomes your centerpiece for the blog as well as the email. And then this editor, you can put literally everything in there. But the reason I'm saying transcription is because that becomes your blog. And maybe you also have the same person transcribe this into a caption. So now you got a little, video there with a caption on the bottom, or, you can, I guess my point is repurpose everything. Now, one of the other things we're doing in the back end at our HelloWoofy, you've heard of Haro, Haro, Help a Reporter Out?
I have
No.
not.
Oh gosh, this is going to help you out so much. So Help a Reporter Out was started by a guy named Peter Shankman. He sold it for millions of dollars. And the reason why it's important is because last minute, what ends up happening is people are looking for leads and questions to be answered around whatever the topic might be, like looking for business owners and roofing to answer the following questions. You'll see it. They send you leads every day, twice a day, 3 times a day sometimes. What we do is when we submit our Haro applications and we're like, hey, we know something about social media, by marketing, raising capital, we'll submit it. And majority of the time it doesn't get accepted. It's just a numbers game. What we then do is take that piece of content, whatever we submitted, and we keep building a database of it, and we use it as a blog post. Because if it doesn't get submitted on Haro, then it's still valuable content. We can then push it into our journal and have it go out later in the month or later in the year. So that's something, always have the mindset of repurposing and recycling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any educational programs? Landon is going to be heading our social media department.
Yeah.
And putting together like all the processes and things like that. I don't know if you offer like an additional education or mentorship or anything like that.
Yeah, we got to get better at that. I'll be honest with you. We need some help along those lines and putting some programs together. So this is a PSA out for anyone who's put programs together and is looking for a gig. You're definitely looking for help. In the interim, what we are doing is consulting. So 100 an hour. We'll sit down with you, whiteboard the beep out of the whole conversation. Obviously, this is a short conversation here, but we will whiteboard everything and then send you that whiteboard as a PDF and you can refer it. We have a lot of customers that keep coming back for the 100 an hour to get that strategic help.
Okay.
But yeah, if you know people who are putting, courses together, programs together, webinars together, seminars, like we do need help with that. So this is a PSA for anyone who's listening in right now. Cool. All right, let's move over to, so Landon, tell us a little bit about your business as well. And then Matthew, and then I think it's Kay Miller. I don't see a first name here. But we'll go over to Landon, Matthew, and then Kay.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Landon Brock. So a little bit about me. Recently, in the past year, I was in a car accident. I tore nerves in my back. I had to relearn how to walk. Walker, crutches. I'm down to a cane. During that time that I was stationary, I really just started nerding out on my phone and delving into the whole TikTok thing, and my main purpose was just to try to get, views and to see how many I could get organically. And so this year I've got, 300K plus. I've just done a lot of experimenting with promo and the analytics and the back end of things and, the production value and the color and all that kind of stuff and just paying attention to, detail and the small things. And I'm new to this, but I feel like, I have a lot to offer and I'm a fast learner. So I'm already loving the whole conversation that we're having today and sponging it up. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
If guys are ever in New York, we do dinners here in the city. I cook, and we require everyone else to cook something as well. And we literally talk about this stuff over a great meal. And so you guys are always welcome to come by New York.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So what are you struggling with? What area do you need help with?
I guess just the operation of the site. I'm going to try to get in and learn it as best as I can.
Okay.
And any tips? My mind is open when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah. So high level, keep in mind that you guys have invested into a business. From a membership perspective, you've invested into a roadmap that is looking to beat the beep out of our competition, right? Because they only do social. They have no AI. They have no patents in many cases. We actually have one patent. We just received a second patent around smart speakers, and we have a third patent around compliance. And we just filed 2 more yesterday. So the goal is to get your message across all these. So we need your help to figure out, how did we do this? What do you want? Sometimes we just have to show you, and you're like, oh yeah, we need that, for our business. That was actually the case with SelfTag, which is a free application, as opposed to giving away ebooks. We actually give away a networking app where you take a selfie. Soon you'll get a step and repeat background for conferences, masterminds, and whatnot, and it'll capture the information, send you the lead, the information, and text, email with a selfie attached and your contact information. And in 1 second, they can book a call with you, and it puts a pin on your. Yeah, it puts a pin on your Google Maps as well, so you know exactly where you met Vince, you met Landon, and whatnot. So that's been taking off by itself.
Wow.
Now, as far as the platform's concerned, if you keep that roadmap in mind, the best way to get started is make sure that you understand about the library, because as opposed to other platforms, the library is the foundation, it's the crux of the whole platform, and you want to fill it with as much content. You want to create as categories that make sense for your business and throw the content in there. And then there are 2 ways to get content out the door. One is individually, so you can click on the triangle, create a copy of that post. If you hit the edit button, you modify the post, but the triangle gets the posts out one at a time. And then if you want to do it in bulk, you go to the home screen, you click on campaign, and then you could be like, you know what, Vince wants me to schedule a post every few days in the month of March. I can schedule like that, or I can do it based on a pattern, which is, you know what, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, turn on pattern. I want motivational content to appear until, let's say, the 31st of that month. So if I go back, you'll see every single date is picked except the 31st. And then you just choose a category. Let's say we want motivation content, right? I think there's about 12 dates, so it's overkill with 40 content. But if you had like 10 pieces of content, you got 12 dates, just hit repeat same content. So for the last 2 days, it'll repeat itself.
Okay.
Choose where you want to post it. You want to post it to Twitter. You want to post it to Facebook. You want to post it to the Facebook group. Let's post it to my dog's Facebook page as well. He's our mascot. LinkedIn page. Let's do maybe feed posts here too. And you can get the idea. It's just click on everything you want, and then you'll just call it Vince's motivational campaign. And that's it. When you hit schedule, and then once you get into the calendar, you can actually move it around as well. So like if you go to, let's say, week view, this was yesterday, you want to move this around, we can move it around, but it's in the past, so it won't allow you to schedule it. So that's a high level. Power move is if you click on hashtag playlist, add your favorite hashtags, so you don't always have to waste time. Because when you're starting to create content, right? When you start creating content, like let's say, how are you? It'll complete the sentence. And let's go ahead and say, first suit. I don't know what that trending hashtag means, but it's trending. Free the chips is trending right now. And then, you know what? I want to use my own hashtags because I know I always use these again and again. Tap. We're good. Single click on startups. It'll give you other options to recommend as well. So let's say we want to do entrepreneur instead. Swap it out. And
that's so cool that it gives you okay, cool.
Yeah. Now, if you really want, are you guys ready to blow your lids off, your roofs off? I guess Vince will have to replace them after that. But check this out. We've got a augmented reality version of the platform coming out very soon, where you and your entire team can actually walk around in like a virtual reality. It's an augmented reality using your phone. So use your phone, no goggles, no glasses, and Vince could be like, "Hey, Langdon, show me all the content you have ready to go." That's on the left, and then you can drag it and swipe it to the timeline. And as soon as you drag it there, it'll ask you, "Do you want to post it now, or you want to post it in the future?" Just like the desktop platform. And so that's a TikTok post right there. My friend John is dragging over.
Wow.
That's
So
Yeah, so
cool.
this is built. This is actually built, and this is not a prototype. This is like built and ready to ship.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is coming out very soon too.
That's amazing. Yeah, I watched the
you
tutorial
use-
yesterday. So like,
Yeah.
all what you're saying makes sense. But when I'm watching you do it, it's so much easier for me to retain. You know what I mean?
It's so funny. People keep saying that. So if I were to say like, what do we need help with, is the difference between the two things you just talked about. Like we have a ton of videos. Whenever we get people on our sales calls, they're like, I totally watched like 5 videos. I'm like, wow, I'm impressed. That's like, on a first date, the girl has Googled you, which is usually the case in my case. But then they're like, oh, I totally get it when you do the demo. You do it live.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let's move over to Matthew. Matthew, please introduce yourself. Are you from Ukraine or Russia, Eastern Europe?
No, but my grandfather was.
I was gonna say that last name, it reminds me of a friend or a very Eastern European name. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm the older consultant guy, and I brought Landon into my team. I have a company called HiQ Group. Vinny found me because I have a book I wrote called How to Generate Leads and Grow Your Business by IBM's #1 marketer, which I was.
Nice.
Yeah, and so we've just done a lot of good things, and me and my partner Dean just help out wherever we can. And this is fantastic what you're going through, learning.
Yeah, we're growing so fast. Like, if you got any insights for us, let us know. Like, you saw that roadmap. We are too ambitious probably for our own good, and we're raising capital right now. We're looking for family offices or accredited investors, or even non-accredited investors through our equity crowdfund. We've raised about $1.3 million in equity crowdfunding, and 120 of that we just raised in a few weeks. So
yeah, so I got 2 pieces of advice, really small.
Go for it.
Yeah, one is don't get ahead of your blockers, right? And the second one is the opposite of this, is that when I worked for IBM, we did this thing called product lifecycle management, PLM. And we found out, and IBM's goal was to be the first product out there. The reason why is because the one who has the first product out there retains 80% of market share. So I say don't get ahead of your blockers, but you also don't want to slow down either. You want to get out there first.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the smart speakers is that for us right now.
Yeah, so it's a push-pull kind of thing you're always struggling with. You're never going to win. But you always got to keep doing it. That's my only advice. And I'm going to sit back and listen. It's very fascinating what you're doing here.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, the smart speaker stuff, we've been, the Alexa team has been very generous. 2 years ago, they started working with us. If you don't know what we're talking about, and specifically is the example of being able to broadcast directly into homes using Alexa speakers. So this is actually loading right now, but the idea is that you'll be able to, let's click skip ad. You'll actually be able to say, hey, Alexa, play the Vince 10x live skill, and then you'll have all the video briefings on the bottom, links, captions. It's the same thing that you would have posted to Facebook. And actually, these are posts that went to LinkedIn and Facebook. But the idea is, in this case, as a viewer, as a consumer at home, work-life balance or hybrid workforce, whatever you want to call it, they can click on the link and go to, let's say, 10x live or 10x.com. If that's the destination, and you can actually go ahead and buy, subscribe, sign up for something right on the TV. Or this is a Fire TV, but we also have the ability to go to Echo shows, which have touchscreens built in, and you can notify these devices as well. That's where you get the yellow rings. So we just got the patent around that in terms of broadcasting to it, which is what I was telling you, or telling Vince earlier, is the ability to get it across the world on smart speakers. But yeah, that's another innovation right there that we're trying to get out the door. All right, let's move over to Kay. Kay Miller, please introduce yourself and tell us why you're awesome, who you are, and what are some areas of help you need. I think you're still on mute. There you go.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing fabulous.
Great. I am a health coach, and I've actually been playing around with lots of different tools like this, where I can make my social presence omnipresent, as Grant Cardone would say.
There you go.
But in an easier way. And I think I just solved one of my problems, which was I opened a new Facebook group recently, and I couldn't figure out how to add it to the list that I already had here. So I fixed that. but I'm not understanding, I guess, how to get things to post. I guess there's the app you have to have on the phone to get things to post on, what is it, Instagram and Facebook? And am I supposed to get an alert, or I don't know what's happening?
Yeah, so it depends. So here we
Okay.
go. So and this is because of their policies, right? The platform's policies. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. So
Mhm.
when it comes to, let me actually go to a library post. So let's say we want to post this guy here. Click the triangle. All right. So the way it works is most of the platforms are fully automated. That means Twitter is fully automated. You click on it, you don't have to get reminded. You don't have to do anything. It'll just post at the time you want to post it. Now, when you do
Mhm.
your personal timeline, any story on your personal Facebook, personal feed, personal reel, or if you want to get reminded for a group that you're not an admin to, let's say you're part of like 10 groups about coaching, but you don't run it as an admin, it'll send you a reminder. It'll open up the HelloWoofy app. It'll open up Facebook inside HelloWoofy and transfer everything for you. And then you just have to hit the word post or the button post. That's their
Mhm.
policy. They don't, since the Cambridge Analytica fiasco, they don't allow full automation for personal profile. In fact, they didn't even allow the reminder for a very long time. And then they released that as a middle ground. Now, the pages on Facebook, fully automated, no reminder needed. The groups on Facebook,
Okay.
fully automated, no reminder needed. LinkedIn, same thing.
Okay.
All of LinkedIn is fully automated. Google Web Stories for your WordPress is fully automated as well. And if you don't know what Google Web Stories are, it's kind of the new kid on the blog for the last 2 years. It's kind of like Instagram Stories, but they appear on search results so long as you have a WordPress site. So that's
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
go
So
learn about that.
yeah, so Google Web Stories, or I think it's
Okay.
Google.stories. Take a look at it.
Okay.
Now, if you have a business Instagram account, everything is fully automated except for the stories. So again, you don't need any reminder for the
Okay.
feed, the carousel, the reels. But if you want to do stories, let's say I want to do stories to my Instagram page, I have to choose the personal integration. Even though my account is a business account, it's a personal integration. And the story then allows me to get a reminder. But the benefit of the story reminder is that if you want to use the link feature, put in the link here. Let's say it's google.com. It'll validate it. There's a checkbox there. And when you get the reminder on your HelloWoofy app, it'll say, hey, here's the video or the the image, and the caption's been copied over. It'll open Instagram with the story pre-populated. Go back to HelloWoofy for a second, click the copy button for the link, and then you can throw in the link sticker on the story itself. So it just makes it easier. You don't have to look for the link. Yeah.
Nice.
But that is reminder based. Now the rest of it is mostly fully automated as well. Like YouTube Shorts is fully automated, Amazon is fully automated, WhatsApp is reminder based, and Google My Business is fully automated. Snapchat is reminder based, and TikTok is reminder based. Now, as soon as TikTok rolls out full automation, we'll roll it out as well. They only announce full automation with 3 different platforms, and those are the biggest platforms in the world. And we're very sure that they're going to roll it out very soon for everyone else. And that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess my only other question would be what would be entailed to get another platform on here, like something that you don't have already, and maybe if it's not very popular, is that even something that would be something you look at?
Yeah, no, yeah. So Mastodon is one of them that's coming up all the time right now. So I would say send us a ticket and be like, hey, this is great, new platform. Here's the API documents, because what you really have to make sure is that they have an API. If they don't have an API, like there was a blockchain social media network that was competing with Facebook, but they had no APIs. But a lot of people, about 1 million people are on there. Mastodon, I believe, does have an API, so we are looking into it as an example. But yeah, just send us a ticket or put it in the Facebook group. Let's see what other people, say and like or don't like.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions, guys? All right, we'll call it there. We spent about a half an hour here, so I really appreciate that on a busy Friday. But again, like I said, consider investing in the business, own equity for as low as $100. Go to wefunder.com/HelloWoofy. Tell us what feedback you have. What can we improve? Use the product. Really use the product and give us feedback. There's new UI coming in, new integrations. The augmented reality stuff is coming out soon. The smart speaker stuff. So just stay close to us. We really, really do want to. That's one of the reasons why I do this every Friday is, stay close to us so we can impact you and, millions of other small businesses. It's so crazy. There are 30 million small businesses in this country, in the US, and there are 401 million small businesses around the world. That's a huge, ambitious roadmap to get to.
Arjun, I have one question about the augmented reality.
Yeah, go for it.
So can that be utilized like in the field? Like as a roof marketer, I'm thinking of it like, can I actually do like a roof inspection with that type of technology? And then
I would just take the video like you would and then upload it through the HelloWoofy app and then into your library, and then you'll be able to see it there.
Okay, and then there's features to make video edits so that things pop for the customer.
If you're doing the presentation, let's say, you're like, hey, I was just out in the field, I took 5 videos. Here are the 5 videos in this category, because you can choose a category on the left side. Then and I wish I should probably have my phone hooked up to the computer, but we'll do it another time. Do it like a private demo, and I'll show you how that works. But then you can be like, hey, you got 5 videos ready to go from the field. What do you think? James, Allison, and they can be like, yeah, I like this, drag it over. I like this. I don't like that. Leave it there. And then you guys can then drag it to the timeline. But you don't have to be in the same room. Just keep in mind that you do not have to be in the same room. You'll see representations of each other's phones moving around as it's grabbing content, scheduling content.
Got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely check out our YouTube page. There's a lot of the new innovation stuff we put up there to get feedback. So there should be like 2 or 3 augmented reality videos up there.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Cool. All right. Virtual hugs from the Upper West Side in New York City. Take care, guys.
Sure.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Absolutely.